You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Recorded to you live from Craig Still up on Shea Mountain. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Broadcasting to you live from the basement of George Lucas, where if you listen very closely, you can hear him sobbing.
Why didn't I think of that?
Broadcasting live from Tony Stark's wine cellar.
Hey, all these bottles are empty.
Broadcasting live from the Oracle's apartment, deep in the heart of the Matrix. Broadcasting live from Bill Cosby's wine cellar.
I'm not reading that joke. I'm not. I just read it. I'm not reading that. I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the imaginary Ice Cube, chilling with that guy from Flight of the Conchords. Broadcasting live from the temples of Kunlun, where everyone is kung fu fighting. Broadcasting to you live from the very same place we were 99 episodes ago. This is episodes. Fuck! Even on 100, I couldn't do it.
Just go with it, man.
Okay, I'll pretend it didn't happen. This is episode 100 of the Wicked Theory Podcast. Broadcasting to you live from a crowded basement apartment in Staten Island, New York. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Episode 200! Nice one, Bob.
Thank you.
Good. 200 episodes.
I had to do a little something different.
Nice. Nice. So this is it. This is it, kids. Episode 200. We made it. Still alive, and I'm not alone.
Still kicking.
Let's go around the table. Let's see who's here. First, let's hit the regulars. We got Uncle Jay. Ed O'Hare back.
Good evening.
All right, Brother Bob on guitar. You heard him already.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, shit, folks. And then we got John Zombie John hanging out, too.
I've clawed my ways out of the chat room once again.
That's the worst thing that happened to me all day. And then we got over on the couch, Agent Palmer himself.
That's
and
right.
Stef Muniz.
Hi.
The two...
Oh, shit.
Baby doll!
That's even
fuck
better.
him.
Baby doll
about right.
and fuck him.
Yep,
That's,
sounds right.
Mr. Slave Wages and his boss.
Oh. So, this is episode 200. This episode, it's a little bit later, it's going to be the long-awaited, much-avoided roast of me.
Oh, man.
The roast of the host without the most.
That's it. I am the yeast with the least. I guess.
He's roasting himself already.
See that? Just start out swinging. So, real quick, I just want to say thanks, John, for coming. You're not normally
You're
here.
welcome.
It's good to see you.
Yes.
How you doing? How you been?
I've been fine. I've been fine since the last, I think it's been almost 2 years since the last time I was on here.
That feels right, though.
I think he heard we were having free food, so.
I'm all about the free food.
Yeah,
I
especially
hate
when
cooking.
it's the Ninos.
What happened?
That was 2 years ago? The
At
match
least.
game?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Remember
Time fucking flies.
I
What were you gonna
remember.
say?
Right. Bob mentioned free food. I don't see any.
Well, there was pizza.
There
out in the
was
fridge.
pizza. You missed it, though.
Out on the stove.
We ate it all.
We came in at the last
Yeah.
second. We were putting stuff together. You didn't even ask. So here we are, baby.
All right, fine.
I mean, there's always
the
time.
Ninos on the counter.
We will be taking a break in between
Might
this
find
and the
some
roast.
crumbs.
So maybe there's a spot
Yeah.
right there for you to...
You are actually serving roast beef, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's the roast.
Okay.
It's roast beef, roast chicken, and roast
Roast
pork.
pig.
Roast pork.
What about roast pheasant
pig.
under glass?
Yeah, we dug
Man.
we dug the fire pit and everything for the pig.
Next year.
And we live in a basement, okay? So
Next year. Next
I
year.
remember some great pig roasts in Boy Scouts. Those are the days.
Is that what you guys called it?
Then we
Pig
get
roasting?
and then we get attacked by Pigman that night.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the Pigman story again. So I
sounds like
think
hazing.
Fall for it once.
You know, here's the thing. This is a special episode, kind of a thing.
Whatever you say.
You know what I mean? I mean, as special as we can get around here. You know,
but we didn't invite Warren Beatty.
it's not. Well, no, but please, that's not.
Not that kind. Not that kind of special.
Not that kind of special. But this is Stef's first time,
Yeah.
so that's not good.
Well, that's part of what makes it
Well,
special.
first time
though.
in person in studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
First female in the apartment who isn't bound and
And
gagged.
technically, it's yours too, right, Palmer?
In studio, yeah.
So, what is it that we normally do around here?
Quiz time.
That's right.
Oh yes.
That's right, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but there was,
Uh-oh.
there was a test pilot yesterday.
I got the bell. I got the bell ready if needed.
There was an emergency test of the technical systems last night
So it's
on
your
Mixler.
second time. Fuck that.
Oh shit! There is a technicality. I guess
You done fucked it up already.
I dead fucked it up.
You done goofed.
And lo and behold, one of the show regulars pulled it out from under me. I guess you have an out. You can take the quiz or not.
You can take it.
Because I was going to let you guys take it together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What kind of shit is
We can do that.
Well, I don't know. I was just trying to move it along rather,
We don't- yeah.
rather than give two quizzes.
I was going to say, there's not time
No,
for
we
two
don't have
quizzes.
time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Agent, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bill just
So-
didn't. You just didn't want to write 2 quizzes.
Well, that's it too. I have a hard enough time trying to pick up one
And this-
easy quiz.
This was probably the first quiz in a while Bill did without me.
That's true. I'd have to.
Because I used to help you with half of the quizzes.
Right. That is true. So I'm gonna try and make it quick. All right. Let's see if I can dust off this old bit and remember how this goes. All right. So this is it. This is the quiz. You know what I mean? And this is how it's gonna go. This quiz is designed to gauge your pop cultural chutzpah, your general geekitude, and natural nerdiness. It's designed with you in mind. With some questions are things you probably should know. Others are here to see what you've acquired by osmosis. Your geekiness is not on trial. That's a bit for another day. Here's how it works. There are 10 questions divided into easy, medium, hard, and something called super mega points bonus round. I may award points, but fair warning, I'm bad at math. Just 2 rules. Number 1, don't take your time, but don't take all day. And number 2, we can't help you because that would be cheating, and mostly me because I'm a jerk. All right. So are you ready? Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
He got through it,
Well
guys.
done,
You did.
Warren.
I must be sober. Okay. Here's our. No, we did that already.
Makes one of us.
I'm working on it.
He's playing catch up. All right. So you guys are ready? Here's the easy one. The first 3 are the really easy stuff. Okay. And you can work together to come up with these answers. And I'm gonna come to you like Regis and be like, "Is that your final answer?" All right. Question number 1. Superman's secret base is called what?
Fortress of Solitude.
She did not consult with you, Palmer. Is that the team's final answer?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Tom Cruise's call sign in Top Gun.
Oh, I get to go now? Thanks. Maverick.
Final answer? Yeah, okay, thank you. Who's known for saying, "That's all I can stands and I can't stands no more"?
Oh, fuck.
Really?
I can see it.
I was debating on whether or not this was easy or medium.
Gesundheit.
Oof. Now you gotta pass? You gonna pass on this one? Oh,
my
man.
God.
Fucking, man, that's a buzzer. That's Popeye. If I did it in the voice, I would have gave it away.
I'm stuck to the village because I eat me
spinach.
Oh, American.
That's all I can stand, and I can't stand anymore.
Oh, embarrassed.
Did you know that it's a Popeye podcast now? It's just all Popeye impressions. Question 4. Where is the Wizard of Oz from? Does anybody remember that?
Staten Island.
It might as well be.
He would fit in pretty well.
Yeah.
He was from Kansas too, supposedly, in the movie anyway. All right.
That's right. He was the guy selling the elixir.
Yeah, he was one of those kinds of
Yeah.
snake oil salesmen.
You're right.
For some reason, I thought he was from a different state, but I guess not.
There is a bit of a conundrum, like between the book and the movie.
That's
It's like
what I
he
thought.
says Kansas, he gets in a basket that says Oklahoma. The movie contradicts itself. In the book, he says Nebraska. I would have taken any of them.
Okay, yeah.
Question number 5. Work together. Can you name 3 famous Stephanies? Palmer's looking like, "I fucking hate you right now. How dare you?"
I only got one.
What do you mean by famous?
I only got one. Stephanie Seymour.
Stephanie Seymour. Okay, we'll take porn stars. I think that's what Jay's implying.
No, that's not what I was implying.
I think Jay was implying that's all he could say it was porn stars.
Well, maybe not.
Stephanie from Full House.
Yeah.
You'll
Stephanie
take it.
Stephanie
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Are we doing actual people or like characters?
That was the idea. Was actual
Right,
people.
did Stephanie Muniz-
You didn't specify though.
She's got probably about the same amount of listeners we do. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. Stephanie Muniz.
That's three.
That's 3. All right, fine, fair enough.
there
You
you
guys
go.
win.
Yep.
All right, well, not,
Stephanie Kramer, Stephanie Mills.
you guys got through that one. All right, so question 3, question 6 rather. I'm sorry, in the medium
It's like
section.
we're going backwards.
We are. It's a time travel
You
show.
are going backwards.
This whole show. We're going back to do this bit.
And never again.
Yes. I was doing so good for 10 minutes. Name 3 fictitious cities, not Gotham or Metropolis. Fictitious cities.
Bree,
Is there too much pressure from the music? I'll bring it down.
Bree minus Tirith and Rivendell.
What was the one in the middle?
Minus Tirith.
Nah, you're making that one up.
No.
Well, what are the? I'll take your word
They're all
for it.
Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's good enough. Give him a bell. All right.
All
Question.
they do is go from city to city to city, and that's the whole movie. So.
Question number 7. We're in the hard stuff now. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Oh,
Good one.
come on.
Come on, man.
Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay
No, you,
knows.
Jay, you are the evil that lurks in the hearts
That's
of men.
very true.
That's more like it.
Wow, this is really, really interesting. That
I wish I could. I really wish I could answer.
You know this, Stephanie, because I've heard you say it once before.
Do you think I remember now?
Well, obviously
No,
not.
I
The
don't.
pressure. The pressure, I guess.
I feel
No, we
you.
could just continue to blame Palmer.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's all his fault. He should
Agent Deep Space over there. It's,
Can I pass? Can I pass?
Yeah.
The shadow. The shadow knows.
The shadow knows.
The shadow knows. True or false? This will probably be just a guess, really. But true or false, in comics, the Black Widow was given false memories to believe that she was once a ballerina. True or false? Given false memories.
I'm going with true.
Of course it is. It's a comic book. It's so comic booky. Without looking, plus or minus, eyes up, within 3 minutes, give or take. What time is it?
I'm gonna go 7:10.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Let's do that.
7:16. Sorry. All right. Now it's the big stuff, kids. It's the last one. Well, that's the wrong game. That's the wrong game too. I'm playing it all. Okay. Actually, that was lightning round. So, number 10. Super Mega Points Redemption bonus round.
Dun dun dun.
Ultra Quest festivity. Finish this song. La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Yes! They got it. That's the theme to the Smurfs. And as you know, I know you're the music coordinator. It only makes one tone. So as you know, how the rest of this goes, there's a choice now. Which box is it going to be, the red box or the blue box? And Palmer passes off to you. He doesn't speak much anymore.
Of course not.
He's now Teller from Penn and Teller. He's doing this.
Doesn't he know the inside secret of the boxes, though?
They should, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Blue.
Whoa. Oh, man. That sucks. Oh, man. Palmer should have spoke up because he knew from earlier when he touched the box and I took it out of his hand that it was already empty. Should have went for the red box. At least that had
It's
something.
like NyQuil or
At
DayQuil.
least that had something in it.
Oh man,
Catch.
it's got a red thing.
Is there weed in there?
Now, remember, the red box is supposed to be the booty prize, but there was nothing in the blue
Does it
box.
smell
That's what
like
I
a
did because I
skunk?
didn't want to wind up going home with more stuff because we're already going home with a mixer from you. So
No.
Jesus, what the fuck happened while I was gone?
No.
I gave I'm just giving away the shop. So what did you guys get?
Route 80s, no cops anyway. Oh, never mind. There's cops.
You got my collection of Pogs.
I was going to say,
man.
are these pogs?
Yes. They are shitty 1990s
Oh,
Pogs.
Pogs.
Wait, we don't even have a slammer in here? Come on.
Listen.
How can you not give them a slammer? What
Give
the
them
fuck,
the
man?
other box, too.
They can have the box. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in the other
it's
one.
empty.
With all the stuff you got in those loot crate boxes, you couldn't
I'll
give
sign
them
each and every one of
them something else.
I'm very protective of
There's
the
also
swag I
a
don't
very,
want.
very colorful rock.
Well, that actually I didn't know was in there. It means something. But you can have it.
That's a 56-year-old bud of marijuana.
If I had opened that up, I probably would have taken it out.
That is
But I
fossilized.
found it one day, so it's not like, oh, I got it from somebody.
Okay,
keep it. It's between me and you.
So it's not like it's
It's a
from
pretty-
a grandfather.
Right, he found it during the war.
Yeah, exactly.
He passed that during the war. Came out of his kidney.
He held it in his ass.
That's why there's a little bit of red in it. A little bit of red in that ledger. All right, that's it. Show's over. 20 minutes in and out. Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
done. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Nice. We are just done. Oh, man. All right, that was a good show. I'm not forgetting anything, am I? Oh, I'm forgetting
probably.
everything. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, the rundown's a little different this week. We're not going to bother doing any news. We're not going to bother doing any reviews. We're just kind of going to have this kind of shenanigans because, you know, it's what we do.
Straight.
Bob, I need you to unjack that guitar and let me get that cord. I'm going to need that. Little technical difficulties there. Sorry, kids. Sorry.
Pardon our French.
What would 200 be?
Without a little, technical difficulties.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So since this is episode 200, and some people were kind of like, I don't know, fucking paying attention, I guess is the word I'll use. They sent some well wishes. I think, is that the right thing with Dan's? Dan said it was
congratulations.
Dan's is a congratulations, right?
Who's Dan?
So Dan is
Dan Evans from the Deconstructing Dad podcast.
he's often known as the Kilted Ginger in the chat room.
Oh, Dan. All right.
Yeah,
I should
Jersey,
know that.
Jersey boy.
We were supposed to get together. And,
Right,
drink.
and getting a head-on collision together, right?
Right.
But meeting each other, not like.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan.
So Dan sent something. At least it says Dan. Is that not
This
coming
is
through?
Dan from the
Oh, there it is.
Deconstructing Dad podcast, one of the few people that actually ever leaves you guys voicemails. I am calling, or sort of, to wish you guys a happy 200th episode, because, you know, getting to 200 is quite a feat. And I know Jay and I are about a tenth of the way there. So hopefully one day we'll reach that as well. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great one. Bill, Bob, Uncle Jay, Ed, Dom, and yes, Palmer. Thanks for all the great free content. We appreciate it. And for those of us, well, for those of you who are Patreon subscribers, thanks for supporting. I just support by listening. And sometimes appearing. And doing stupid voices. Like this one. 200th episode of the Wicked Theory podcast. 200.
That's no food reference on that one, I guess, from Homer. Dan, thanks a lot, Dan. That was good stuff, buddy. And then there's another voicemail that we'll play later in the second half of this little shindig when the roasting begins.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think also there might be an email. I don't know anymore. I feel like we burned through some of this stuff a little fast, but it's all right. This episode might come in short.
Fuck that.
We're going all night.
When you add this together with what we're
210.
about to do, I'm sure we won't come under anything.
No, that's probably true. Yeah, you're probably right on that.
Only expectations.
Yeah.
Wesley in the chat saying he hears nothing.
Wesley in the chat saying he hears nothing. Wouldn't that be great if this whole time? Oh, he might have meant from the audio clip.
Maybe.
Yeah, that should have went through. That should have came through. I don't know. So I want to say thanks to James. He's like, oh, if the voicemail thing worked for him, he would have left one. I am sure about that, buddy. Sorry that hasn't worked out for you in the past. You know, I don't know what to tell you outside of that besides get over it. I mean, is that rude? Was that rude?
It's 200, Bill. You can do whatever you want. This
Finally?
is like retirement for you.
Oh man,
You've hit that level.
I've hit that
level.
I don't have to care anymore.
It's a little late to ask if anything's fucking rude at this point.
Hey, Bill,
a little bit of that.
James B. Ham says to check your Twitter, Bill. He sent you a message.
Sent me on a Twitter.
I got it.
But I doubt it because. No, maybe he did, but I don't know why he would do that. He's in the chat room. And why he want to slow the fucking show down.
Bill, I got it.
So what does that mean that you got it?
I can check.
Yeah, well, so can I. And then he sent me a DM. Why would I want to call you? Definitely not now.
Nope. That passed.
Yeah, that passed. So, besides, James, you sent an email. Like, we're getting your well wishes, buddy. Don't you worry about it. We really appreciate you offering yourself up. He says, "Fuck you, Jay."
Who? Fucking James?
Yeah, that's how he starts his email.
He can go eat a dick. Eat a cock, James.
James, Jay's got a new diet regimen for you. It involves just penis.
All of a sudden, Bill turned into like that parent who's like, "I'll get to your name eventually."
Might as well be.
Bill, Bob, Dave. Yeah, we heard a lot of that growing up. So his email goes, "Happy 200th episode, guys. Been a busy day for me. Bought a new pistol. Went and had my eye exam and bought my new glasses." Which I would have probably done
the other
order. Yeah, should have done like the latter
right?
first.
Yeah, it seems a little out of order. Then, oh my God, the strain from the exam, I just went home and went to sleep. But I'm awake, obviously. He's writing an email. And in the chat, I'm looking forward to who all is here since I arrived fashionably late. The question for this email, what are we planning for episode 300?
Well, I would say if we make it to episode 300.
Fair enough.
That'll be something we discuss after episode 299.
as par for the course? Yeah, that seems to be the way these things go.
It's probably just going to merge with the Orville Lights by that fucking point. It's going to be one big
The
The
Wicked Lights podcast.
You don't want that.
The Wicked Lights podcast? Is that what you said?
The Wicked Lights.
Good one. Good one, Johnny
First
boy.
episode, Blinking.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That's too far in the future for me. I barely saw my way to 100, let alone 200. You know.
Wait a minute. You're planning stuff other than a roast tonight?
Not much besides this and the roast.
Because I was gonna say I didn't come to praise the show. I came to bury it.
Oh, good. Well,
man.
we're coming up to that because we're running out of steam with this first part. Pretty quick.
I mean, I did bring a card game. Unless
Yeah.
I did bring a card game just in case.
You did bring a card game, and maybe we'll end up doing that at some point.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna feel it. We're gonna feel it out. We're gonna feel it out.
Right.
But the game that you brought did seem pretty well designed.
Yes.
For us.
It's designed to even like be played quickly if need be.
Oh man. From the chat room, Uncle Jay gives lap dances. I hear, but I don't know what that's. I don't know what that's in relation to.
Is it Tuesday?
No, Saturday. What are you doing?
He's got the wrong day.
He's got the wrong day. Catch him on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday special.
Tuesday and sometimes Thursday.
Sometimes Thursdays.
Depends if I didn't work that week.
If it starts with T, you'll see his T's. Well, that comes in response to what would we do for 300 from the chat room, and Bauer had suggested maybe Palmer's bachelor party at that point.
Let's get through 201 first.
Oh man.
Well, Palmer's
sleeping?
bachelor party might be 250.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's reading the
the
chat.
producer's sleeping. It's okay.
Did you do a roll call for the chat?
No, we didn't actually. Palmer, do you have them up in front of you?
I
the
do.
Chat room? I think your list might be more up to date. Who we got in there? We pretty much called them out anyway, but it's James,
Wes, and Bauer Fett.
and Bauer Fett.
And the rest is staff.
And the rest, yes, as normal.
And
I mean,
John is here.
I'm in there, but I'm also here, so
John,
I don't know if I really count.
You're
this
actually
time.
in two places at once.
John, Steph, and
Yeah.
myself are all also in the chat.
Damn.
Wow.
From
So-
the chat
Two
room.
of us.
There's a lot, but there's none.
James from the chat room.
Yeah.
Jay's would be the only dick I'd suck. So Paul Palmer, no woman would ever suck him like I would do Jay. I don't think any woman would ever do any of us like you would do Jay.
I'm just gonna say TMI.
I will say, Jay, you know, if you're ever gonna go,
wanna blow
give it
me?
a shot.
Sure.
Not me. But if anybody's ever gonna try it out, let a dude do it. This guy seems eager. That's
Was
where
that
you want to go.
James?
Yeah.
All right, James.
That's the way to do it.
We'll talk.
You want that first little, toe in the pool. You want that to be somebody who's eager.
You guys drinking that Metallica stuff?
Oh, speaking of which,
I'm starting to realize in my absence the show has gone in a very different direction.
it's kind of changed a little bit.
It's kind of got off the rails a little bit.
Not quite what you were used to.
Damn, who knew?
You're not here to hold in the reins anymore.
We have nothing to guide us, man.
This is what happens when we don't really have.
We don't follow the laid out format.
Shut up, Bill.
Wait, this is what happens?
This is what
happens when you take the DC TV report somewhere else.
This is what happens when you get like.
We got to believe on something, Palmer.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. John, tell me about this whiskey you brought. This crazy.
It's fucking me up. Someday.
It's Metallica whiskey. It's made in collaboration with the members of Metallica. It's like from what I read from the website, it's the company that makes it. They normally use these speakers to like basically sound force like their whiskey like deeper into like the barrels that is like so it picks up more like the flavors from the cask.
So they did that with Metallica?
Yeah, they used it's like from what it says on the website, each batch has their own specific Metallica playlist.
So what did you bring?
Okay, sure. Why not?
Well, like from the way you reacted, Jay, I'm guessing it's like mostly consists of load and reload, maybe a little Saint Anger.
There's a lot of Saint Anger.
Erase that. I want that edited out.
I want to edit that out.
Load and reload. Get the fuck out of here.
Of all the Metallica albums.
Oh. And
Well, at least you'll be shitting it out later.
Yeah, it'll pass right through you. Of all the albums. Good stuff there.
No, can you like do special requests like all the songs from like the Dave Mustaine era?
I mean, you could try looking
or the
on the
Cliff Burton
website.
era.
Can we get them just the demo tape?
And you have to bring the bottle here, or else it's
So the reason I brought it up earlier is because maybe I was thinking for you guys, every time I play a Metallica song on the guitar, you guys got to drink.
I will say that.
I mean, that'll just make us drink more than we're already right now.
I came here.
Exactly.
Looking, so.
Yeah, Jay's like 10 yards ahead of me in this race. So.
Well, I was at a Devils game earlier. And,
I mean, Creeping Death, Am I Evil?
it got out of hand. Cut me
it's like
off.
literally
Sandman.
like literally, you just play the song Blackened over and over again.
I do have one clip that I kind of connected to this, and since it's 200, I've had it in here for like a month now, and I haven't gotten a chance to use it.
You keep looking at me.
Because I was going to use it on you one day. I was just waiting for the right moment, and it kind of like probably did happen, but it didn't happen. But it was going to be like a little comeback on you, where it was going to be.
I can't believe the things you say.
I mean, you can use it on anybody when I say something crazy.
Mostly Jay.
Yeah, probably, maybe.
That's a pretty good one, Bill.
Yeah. I found I cut that out. Yeah, that's very purposeful. So cool.
You'd be using that Uncle J about every 5 minutes.
I could be throwing it around a lot when the roast starts. So, speaking of, I don't know how much more we really could do up front here to stall it.
Right, we had a
Are you
guess
trying
already?
to stall it?
No.
Is that what you're trying to do? Like, you're like, I don't want to.
No, not really. But I mean,
we could do a little news.
All these people in the Flintstone mobile, and nobody can pick up their feet.
You know what I mean? I say yuck to news. I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no on the Star Trek Picard script that I found online?
Definitely not. It's definitely not. It's definitely first draft. I don't want to know about it.
No, it was just dropped like 2 days ago.
Yeah, well.
Santa Clarita Diet Season 3 is coming out
Oh
on Netflix.
my God! Santa Clarita Diet. Santa Clarita. Oh.
I finished.
It's Mother Teresa's cousin.
Finished 2 episodes of Happy.
There you go. There you go. That's a great show.
I still gotta get started on that.
Yeah, that's shaping up to be really good. I felt so bad. I was telling him I finished the first episode late last night and was really tired. Wanted to go to bed. But then they show you the little girl in like the box, and it's like happy, and I felt so guilty turning off the TV.
I mean,
I got to watch the next one.
That show is perfectly titled "Happy!" Because I feel so much joy after watching every episode of that show.
Oh, it's just such wonderful insanity.
Yes,
Christopher Maloney. He's no baloney. Well, I do have this other clip that I want to say thank you to Wesley. He's mentioning in the chat room that opening clip, the the assemblage of broadcasting to you. Wesley pulled all those clips and sent them out.
No, we didn't. We found them on the internet. Okay.
I found them on the floor. But
no, Wesley did them. We know.
But he sent another thing, which was just to set it up a little bit. If you listen close, what I thought at first was just kind of like a little bit random was a series of like small vignettes almost he made of random clips that almost sound like they all work together and they almost make a little conversation of their own. So I kind of put them all to a music track to kind of help fill it out a little bit. Let's take a listen, all right?
So this is what you avoid.
I'm watching 3 different shows right now. Each one of you's got their own thing going on.
We gonna fucking talk about nerd shit today or what? Pour some gas on me. Spontaneous combustion.
I haven't said one thing that's fucking offensive.
Welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
My catchphrase is I don't drink coffee. Useless information for your everyday life.
Information.
Welcome to the train wreck, fellas. Hey, so what's 100% of 5 American tacos? 4.
Don't stop stabbing.
It's a little catchy.
Finally, somebody, and it was him? Son of a bitch.
Agent Palmer thinks he's going to get paid one day, but...
Hashtag no promises. Hashtag no promises. Hashtag no promises.
Maybe we got to have one of our fans or our producer make up a list of top 50 Wicked Theory episodes.
It was part of the entrance exam.
DJ Mixmaster Wesley, I'm thinking, is maybe the only person who would be interested in doing that project.
Don't put him through that.
That's mean.
People who have started out by writing in emails have ended up actually being on the show.
Hashtag no promises. Wesley's not stuff.
Music, we're going Freebird.
Bob's going to take us out of here. Freebird! One day, man. One day he's going to fucking do it. He's going to blow your fucking mind. And he's going to have to probably wait for months, too, like I learned fucking Freebird, man. Any day now, these guys are going to...
They'll start requesting Stairway.
This is a classy fucking show, huh? That was pretty clean. I think we can get a sound clip out of that. Of course we do. You know why? Because Wesley's the fucking best. Big thanks to Wesley Ryan Gaskins. That son of a bitch sat there and I don't know how long he was pulling those, but he did it. So big thanks to you, buddy. You seem to give a shit about this show for some reason. Joke's on you, pal.
He's the only one that does.
So, let's see. Anything in the chat room? What is James crying about, maybe? I don't know. He might be drinking, so it's hard to filter through what he's talking about.
Oh, it's one of those emails?
No. Just in the chat room, his chat room stuff. He's busting balls. Hashtag busting your balls.
Is there a check-in this week or no?
No. We probably could have set something up, but I wasn't sure how this was all going to go in the flow. So I was like, let's not put too much on them. But feel free, like, during the roast, to kind of, like, any roasts that you guys come up with for me during the time, put them in there. And then, like, in between when people are up, maybe Stef or Palmer, if they notice them, will kind of, like, hit us with a couple of them. You know what I mean?
Hashtag make this podcast worse.
There you go. Hashtag no problem.
What the fuck, bro?
Well, someo's got to do it.
Hashtag fuck you, WTP.
No. Get that bottle.
We don't need any help
Get that bottle.
with that.
I'm almost done. This is about to get worse.
Jesus Christ. And he went and got it, too. Great.
It's good.
I forgot he's a listener. He's
That's
not
right.
a cast member, so this is
Hey,
all.
grazie,
This is all entertainment to John. And that was kind of harsh when you had your shot of it before, right?
I don't see no fucking playlist on
I don't see no playlist on there.
It's private.
It's private. But
show
Jay,
you
that was a
private.
little. You made
Yeah,
it seem like it might be a little bit of a robust.
He poured a triple. I did a double.
Right. It was a little harsh.
A little bit.
Well, I poured that for myself to sip, and you just came in and just chugged it.
Like this cup must be for me. I thought so too, Jay. Honestly, I thought.
There's no dicking around.
This huge cup full of whiskey, it must be for me. I'm the only one that drinks whiskey on this podcast.
That's true. It's true.
That
Until
is
you
true.
until you came in the room, really.
Right now, there's 2 whiskey drinkers. On
Just
this
take that as a
podcast.
sign as you're getting very familiar around here.
It's
My
proof.
drinking buddy.
It's proof that Jay's a bad influence even over the airwaves.
See that? See that? It's good times.
And now you get to see it up close and personal.
No fucking good. That I never have been.
Oh man. All right.
So you shot your wad on 36 minutes? Is that it?
38.
All right, God. Sorry.
35 in the chat room.
And 34.
Yeah.
Almost 35.
Yeah, there you go. 35 according to the chat room. I'm looking at the real time versus. Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't start on time.
35:05. So
35.
great.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty
See
good.
that?
You win.
Ain't that drunk?
Not yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, I am.
It's early.
James, I haven't heard Wesley as a guest. Wesley was actually a guest on a Patreon episode.
Yeah.
But I know that the Patreon's not a thing for everybody. Not everybody can afford to put up $3.
Whoop-de-fucking
That's all right.
do.
That's what I say. Whoop the fucking do, right?
Fucking do.
Fuck.
I'm just lazy and sometimes cheap.
Well,
at least you admit it.
Sometimes. Sometimes cheap.
Wait,
'Cause
reverse
you
that.
know I would be like, what about that collectible He-Man figure you bought for $16? Like, you know what I mean? Right.
See, yeah, like so, like $200, like $400 Batman statue from Comic Book Jones. Yeah, I can swing that.
Right.
A $1 a month for Wicked Theory. Nah,
that's
I'm
crazy.
a little tight this month. You know.
You need to be at the $3 level to get the exclusives. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's obviously not going to help at all. No. All right. I don't know. I got nothing else. I almost was tempted to bring up nerd news. How about
kidding?
that for
Why
a
don't you
reflex?
do it?
Well, no, not a lot. You know what? I'll bring up the one thing. Has anybody seen the picture of the guy that they supposedly want to play He-Man?
Yeah, me, right?
I have.
In the new He-Man. Jay, you are more built than him by far.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear
Yeah.
they're making a new He-Man.
Well, there's talk. They're
There's
trying.
talk,
They're
yeah.
trying to get it going again.
There's a front runner, and he kind of looks like Harry from One Direction, but like after
Yeah.
Wait, but
Well,
after
how do you even know that?
After a couple of years of sitting on the couch playing video games and eating nachos.
Yeah. So
It's,
I said it's just like
I
reused-
saw one thing on my phone. It popped up, and I took a look at the picture. I was, oh my god!
just reuse Dolph Lundgren so you can just like CG him young again.
old man Adam. Is that what
Yeah,
we're doing?
yeah, it's old man. Yeah, old man Adam.
Old man He-Man. Old
We've
man
seen the
He-Man.
technology in Captain
yeah.
Marvel. They're able to do it.
They can
so.
do some
You know,
funky shit.
instead of the sword of power, he has the cane of power.
The cane of power. He just shakes it at the sky.
So maybe they're just gonna use this guy.
I'm coming for you, Skeletor.
Sometimes he changes by accident because he's just shaking it because he's angry.
Skeletor is just
Oh,
dust
no.
by now.
Skeletor's long gone.
I'm just wondering now if the plan is to CG him as He-Man, so he looks like Conan era Arnold.
Right. The CG him.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
It's just,
CG.
just like 1 second he's like all nerdy and fat, and the next second he's, Arnold.
Jesus, right, Jay?
Yeah, I don't know. He just seems like really young and not quite what makes any sense.
No.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I know guys built like Arnold Schwarzenegger who can kind of act, or few and far between, I guess, in Hollywood.
Cocaine him.
But that's it. You know what I mean? Find them. Just look a little harder.
I
you
mean,
know?
so he isn't like Dolph Lundgren in real life. Isn't he like some sort of like a chemist or something like that?
Yeah,
Like,
he's got some
he can like
crazy-
he can like make himself some sort of like fountain of youth serum, just inject himself, and he's like as young as he was like 35 years ago.
He
or
makes his
whatever.
own steroids, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's good.
So do I.
That's the way to do it, probably. Just make them in your basement.
Bauer Fett from the chat room. Goes,
Yeah.
By the power of Cialis.
I think
Power of erection.
I think he misspelled Cialis.
we got it. That's all that matters.
It's good because I didn't know how he was going to pronounce that. When he was just reading that, I was like, is that Spanish?
Cialis.
Cialis.
By the power of Cialis.
Where is Cialis? It's Lower California.
Nothing's spelt right on this fucking.
Nothing spelled right. Nothing's going right.
How drunk is Bauer Fett?
I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. Who's drinking out in the chat room besides James? All right, so let's start phasing it over. We're gonna take a break, real quick, just to stretch the
Already?
legs. Just to stretch the legs. We're gonna give the kids background music to listen to because I gotta pee. Okay. And
So I'll take over.
Oh God.
like I said, we're gonna take a break.
Did you see that?
The fucking guest is over here telling me what the
He's got
fuck
the
to do.
zingers, bro.
Did you see the link I put in the doc for you? The YouTube
Going
link?
down next
No,
comic
no,
book
no, I
Jones.
didn't see
There
that.
was
Yeah.
Olympic
20
shit.
20
You
different
gotta
versions
go.
of Enter
I'm
Sandman.
getting into the weightlifting.
We'll
so
do that another
Me
day.
too, actually. That's not bullshit.
Wesley says he's at work, so he's not drinking, which I don't know why that means you have.
That's even more reason to drink. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's what I'm saying.
Pussy. That's pussy in my.
Well, I mean, at the very least, hide in the bathroom and slug it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, come on, who hasn't done that?
Just get one of them like those little
I'm
little
guilty
bottles.
of it for
Those little like plastic
many
bottles
years.
they sell at liquor stores, like the $2
Little
bottles.
travel sizes,
So
yeah.
you like hide them in your pocket, like stick in the bathroom, down it, and take it back to work.
That's when you know you're a pro, okay? That's when you know like you're a pro drinker. It's when you're slipping those in every fifth pocket you can find in your jeans. All right, so hang tight, kids. We're not going to go too far, but we're going to be right back, and because I got to pee.
This is highly irregular, you know.
This whole episode is highly
It's
irregular.
40 minutes in, you taking a break?
Well, yeah, this is how we kind of plan to set it up. So when we come back, we're going to get right into the roast. Palmer's going to be emceeing it, kind of helping steer and guide that because that's the thing we decided to do.
That is. That's because Bill wanted as much plausible deniability as possible.
Right.
So if it does go wrong, it will not be his fault.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Here's a souvenir.
By the way,
I'll sign it for you.
Oh man, Jay's giving me his empty bottle of Gentleman Jack.
Don't you dare
I'm
recycle
I'm so
it.
honored.
A la familia, salute. Pussies.
Fuck, I lost the fucking thing.
Yeah, you did. Look at that. We're off air now.
Oh man.
No, we're still on. I just lost the thing I had queued up. But
Why
just,
should
just
anything
vamp.
go-
Why should anything be any
What is
different?
this
Right?
now?
Just vamp. Just shut up and vamp.
Band are you putting on now?
I'll just. It doesn't matter. It's not one of yours.
La 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 la.
You know, it's just
Black
fucking.
is the end. Winter it will send.
It's just fucking.
Throwing all you see.
Generic stuff.
To obscurity.
Anyone remember the theme song of Wacky Racers?
No. But it wouldn't be long enough if I played it because that's like a TV show thing. It's only 30 seconds. So let's just fucking slip out of here. You guys can take off your headphones if you want to.
Thank
We'll be
God.
right back, guys. We'll be right back. And we're back. This is the roast of me.
Oh man, let me get my jokes out.
Oh, everybody warm up. Get your papers, get your pens, get your electronic devices.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
Wherever.
Susu Studio. Susu Studio.
Studio.
Susu Studio. Susu Studio.
Leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Cow
red.
now, brown cow.
There you go. Any
Oh
other?
now.
Anybody else got one? How much wood? Chuck.
Have you seen my stapler?
My stapler. Where's my stapler?
Have you seen my stapler?
All right, now that we're all warmed up, this is how it's going to go. Agent Palmer is in the MC light position, I guess.
The roast master.
Roastmaster General for this. He's going to start it off, and he's going to help keep it corralled, I guess, as we go along. Agent Palmer, over to you, and
Bill,
I'm off to the side.
I just want to say,
Yes.
you and I both got our on-air start on the Stranger Conversation.
That's true. That's
And
bringing
since
it back.
then, we both gone our separate ways. You decided to have a show. I decided not to. And it's for everybody else to decide who made the wiser choice.
Oh, okay,
Right?
okay. Mhm.
That's just how it works.
Sure. Fair enough.
But I'm just here to keep things moving along, right? And
Yeah.
I said, Bill, who's going first? And Bill said, ladies first.
Right.
And I'm leaving this one alone. So without further ado, Baby Doll.
Oh, that's nice that he stole my nickname.
Well, thanks, Palmer. And Bill, thanks for having me here. I know having a woman in the house is a rare thing for all you guys. Well, except maybe for Palmer, although he's still getting used to it himself.
And hello.
So, but speaking of Palmer, this roast wouldn't have a host if it wasn't for me. So I managed to get grumpy Bilbo out of the Shire here. Zombie John, you're just a guy. Like, I don't really know you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought, why waste my time?
Yeah, I'm not worth the effort.
So I'll
You're
just
right
move
now.
on to Ed. Ed, it's nice to have you here. Have half of the DC TV report here. Although if I had my choice, it wouldn't be you.
Understood.
I mean, all you have going for you is your nickname TBD. I mean, Sarah, she's a professor by day, freelance writer by night. But at least you've got more going on than Bob. Because Bob, you've been dropped by what, 2 bands now? I mean, at this point, you should just really give it up, buddy. And then we get to Uncle Jay.
Oh, boy.
Jay, it was so nice to get to talk to you about your acting career on Gotham Lights. So much fun. But it would be even better if you finally could get a role where we wouldn't have to freeze frame in order to see the back of your head.
I 100% agree.
So now for the man of the hour, Bill. William Sweeney of Bar Karma fame.
Oh.
It's an honor to be the first female here in the studio, but do you call this clean? Because I heard there was going to be cleaning going on, and there's a broken table. I just, buddy.
Attempts were made.
I mean, you've got one window in this basement apartment, and you've got it covered up by a poster. I mean, what's going on? But I guess if you're allergic to sunlight, cleaning, women, it makes sense, I guess.
It's a perfect place.
But in spite of those things, you're a friend, you're a fellow podcaster, so congrats on 200. And I'm just going to finish things out by paraphrasing Tim Minchin, slightly modified for you, Bill. I'm quite famous now, so suck my balls. I've done my podcasts. My job is done, so fuck you all.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you. Well done, Steph.
That may be the high water mark of the evening, I think.
So far, better than Palmer.
Now, what she's forgetting is that paraphrased, the next line in that song is, who cares about quality? This is not about you, this is all about me. Which might as well describe this show.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, it could have continued.
So, next up, we've got an email, a voicemail, actually, from Wes, who literally had nothing better to do than send in a voicemail.
Yes, he did.
What's the story you want you to believe?
Let's take a listen to that.
Hey, you gentlemen. For a long time, y'all have been talking about the idea of a drinking game. I think I finally came up with it. If Bill fucks up the opener, then that's a shot. If the phrase baby doll comes up, that's a drink. If Palmer is mentioned, and God help you if you're listening to this episode, that's a finish your drink. If Dom shows up, then that's a drink too. If Ed pisses off Jay, which is all the time, then that's a finish your drink. If Bob gets up to get food, that's a drink. If there's an impersonation of a famous actor, then that's a drink too. If you're not as drunk as Jay is, then you're obviously not playing the game right. You just need to catch up. And I'm pretty sure that James plays this game religiously. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh, Wes, good stuff, man. Good evening, good night, and all that shit to you too, man. Good stuff. Good jabs. Good jabs.
Of the Dom mention?
Well,
I think I'm there. I think I'm on track.
Yeah, it's
Next up, we got Bob.
Oh, okay. Good thing I just finished mine.
Prepared as always.
You worked on yours just now, too?
All right. Huh? Okay, so I got my Post-it notes here.
Oh, my God.
All right, so I figured, who am I going to start with on this thing? And
Sure.
I figured the man who gets no pay, Agent Palmer. With a name that combines your two favorite pastimes, spy movies and masturbation. I heard your people can be cheap, but this whole idea of not eating to save money is getting out of hand. It's got to stop. And while you're at it, go eat something and take Ed with you. Ed, come on. It's, you got to eat something, buddy. Lost my rhythm.
You had rhythm?
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. By the way, this brings up Ed. Remember, we all talk about the birthday, the time we were at his house for the birthday.
Oh yeah.
Right. But there was one thing that I that happened that I never really said anything to you guys, and I went off to the bathroom and long story short, Ed, I know all about the Jello sumo wrestling that goes on in the basement.
Okay.
All right. So next, I figured would be Dom Torrey. Dom. Dom, where the fuck is Dom? He begged off on he begged off one episode 18 months ago to get a blowjob, and he never came back. So
one hell of a blowjob.
Yeah. Fuck you, Dom. Speaking of fuck you, Uncle fucking Jay.
Oh.
The listener who hunted us down when he heard that the Wicked Theory podcast is only 15 minutes from Newark and never left. Okay. But I just want to let you know, we fixed the GPS in your car. Go the fuck home.
Oh, shit.
Steph, you're awesome. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I'm so glad that you made a boyfriend out of your boyfriend here, Jason. Just one thing. When he proposes, make him take your last name. Because neither one of you can pronounce the one he's got now.
Fair enough.
John Zombie John.
Here we go. You're
a friend, you're a fan, you're a supporter. And just have one thing to say.
I'm so touched.
Bill, you're my brother, so I love you, bro.
Oh, man.
Because I have to.
Right.
He's legally obligated.
One thing people don't know, Bill was an unwanted child. Our mother felt so strongly about this that during birth, she squeezed so hard trying to keep him in that he came out wall-eyed.
Nice.
But 200 episodes. Wow. Who would have thought that when we decided we had no choice to get an apartment together that we'd be doing a podcast, let alone get to 200 episodes.
It's true. It's true.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a hell of a ride. And let's keep going in some shape or form. Oh, you know what I mean? After tonight.
I thought you had one more in you.
No, I don't. I really don't.
I thought you were building to one last thing.
Yeah, I was. All
right.
I thought that was pretty good.
I did too.
So.
Good job, Bob.
Well,
Good.
thank you, guys.
Good. Well done. Very well done. Well done.
Jay?
Yeah.
Uncle Jay, you are up next, and just the only thing I've got for you is that you are rated NC-17 for language.
And over to you.
I had some stuff written down. Am I on?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to your mic again.
No, I had some stuff written down.
Yeah, there you go.
I could hear him just fine regardless.
Yeah, John's sitting right next to Jay. Doesn't need any headphones or.
As I said,
I think he needs earplugs.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I had some stuff written down, but some shit happened.
But then you got drunk.
I got drunk,
and more shit happened.
And there was a little bit of a
altercation.
Altercation would be a good word. Stop me.
Stop me. No more details, please.
But I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet, Bill.
Right.
I mean, it's 200. There's a lot of episodes that don't qualify as episodes. You know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
Probably because of me and my drunken behavior. But this has been a great time, and you should understand that even though. This is, you talk shit about it, you bring it down, you say this isn't the best. I think that what we created here is something very special, you know what I mean? It's very real, very anti-norm, and I'm glad to be part of it. So, to not really go after you or anybody, I offer you a salute.
Oh, Chindan, my friend, Chindan. Thank you, Spotty. Thank you.
And you fucking suck.
Well,
on top of that.
There you go. That levels out the sweetness right there.
It definitely does. It definitely
So
does.
that's it.
You forgot
Thanks.
to fuck you, Jay.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, not with that?
I can't.
Not with the Hulk music playing?
I can't. Fuck the Hulk.
There you go. There you go. That qualifies.
All right.
So next up, we're going to an email.
Oh, okay.
From one Sarah Netzley.
And that's on you guys.
I've got this one.
Fair enough.
Bill, sad to not be there in person for the roast. Actually, no. I'm grateful not to be gasping like a beached fish thanks to the thick miasma of smoke that surrounds you all the time like a filthy halo. Roasts aren't really my strong suit, which means I'll just leave you at this. So's your mom. Respectfully submitted, Sarah Netzley.
She's the best.
It's an all-encompassing kind of insult. It's perfect.
That might be the winner.
That's pretty good. I got nothing else but so's your mom. That's
She's
good.
Sarah, you're the best.
I want a shirt now that just says so's your mom. Wouldn't be bad.
And moving from Sarah to the other half of the DC TV report, Ed, the biggest DC guy I know who never met a Marvel movie he didn't like.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I would like to let everyone know that since I left the show, my emphysema has gotten much better.
Good.
It's nice to see you still have your Excel chart, though.
Yes. Palmer,
Yeah?
thank you for introducing me. I don't want to hear a single complaint out of you tonight about having to drive here from PA. There were preview screenings of Shazam today. I have been waiting for that movie since I was 4 years old, and I am here.
Don't you mean the Captain Marvel movie?
Bill,
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you. The things you do for the show.
Steph, you must be feeling really great about flying from Arizona and driving through New Jersey only to have Bill keep calling you Sarah. Zombie John, I want to thank you for being on the Mixler app today, because of course we all know you account for a third of the show's ratings there.
Which means nobody's listening today.
And a nice tan.
I try.
I'm a little upset Dom's not here tonight.
Crickets.
Yeah, he's it's amazing that he's the loser in our group because he has a girlfriend.
It's weird.
He's our golden boy. I should have left with him. Uncle Jay,
Yeah.
fuck you. Bob.
Yes.
Bob, I'm really looking forward to the nap I'm going to take later while you talk about the backup drummer on Megadeth's third album. Which finally brings us to Bill.
Oh,
William Sweeney.
watch your mouth.
Bill and I met as brothers in arms walking the new release wall at Comic Book Jones. I always appreciated guys like you who would stick around after the shop closed to watch us record the WCBJ podcast. It was nice to know there were other guys on Staten Island who had nothing more productive to do with their lives.
Right.
I remember when this show started, and it was pretty much you and Dom talking about Preacher. Bob kept chiming in, even though he wasn't on mic, and you never introduced him until episode 3. So much has changed. I bet you were able to predict everything that led to this moment. Well, except Bob hating Preacher.
Right. Didn't see that one come.
I appreciate how much we've gotten to know each other over the past few years, especially the way you listen to all my wacky ideas and are polite enough to ignore them until I forget about them instead of outright saying no.
That's pretty much how it goes.
It's a shame you had to move stuff around in the apartment this week. It meant you had to destroy some of your art, like that leaning tower of cigarette butts that used to reside next to your desktop. It was beautiful.
The one I can smell through the wall.
I'm angry now I never took a picture of it.
That's right. There'll be another one in about 30 days.
Yes. Yes. Besides Wicked Theory, Bill is also the executive producer of the DC TV Report, and I admire the way he sticks to his principles. Whenever I ask him about our download numbers, he usually rolls his eyes and says, "It's math."
That's pretty much it. I don't do numbers.
It's not allowed here.
One thing that has kind of bothered me about the show is it's called the Wicked Theory Podcast, but you never make any predictions. I know you're holding out on me. Tell the truth. You know exactly how It Chapter 2 ends, but you won't tell anybody because you want them to read the books.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Couple fun facts. It is ironic that you insist that we never talk about sports, since you are definitely the most physically fit person on the show right now.
He is. Yeah, I mean, possible.
I will argue that.
There are only a few things in this world I am sure of. One of them is that if aliens ever visit this Earth, they will make a special trip to this apartment to tell Bill that the idea he has to reboot the Phoenix is terrible. Bill, if you ever experienced the same situation Will Ferrell did in Stranger Than Fiction, I hope the voice you hear narrating your life belongs to Carol Channing.
Oh my God.
And Bill, finally, we all know you have the potential to achieve great things. I hope you do them soon. So I can finally have confirmation that I am a supporting character in a Spielberg movie and not a lackey to a minor character in a Coen Brothers short. If Liam Neeson rolls up in a stagecoach, I'm out. Happy 200, and in the words of John Candy, 3 orange whips.
3 orange whips.
3 orange whips.
Great. Well done, Ed. Fucking bravo.
Now, you can really judge a show by the quantity and quality of its listeners.
Sure.
And, well, this show doesn't have any.
Right.
So numbers-wise, we're boned. But if Zombie over there is any representation of the quality, well,
I'm not.
maybe it's time to do something else.
I think that's a good idea. You have a smart producer over here, Bill. He knows what he's talking about.
He does not need that ego boost, Zombie.
Don't give him any.
She's got to spend an hour and a half tomorrow on the way home hearing about
To
that.
be fair, my ego is the biggest thing in this room right now.
You sure about that?
You haven't seen my dick. Or Jay's, I'm just saying. Everybody else, I think you might know. What do you got there, buddy?
Oh, God. Pass.
Let it roll. Pass.
I'm way underprepared than everybody else. I guess first let me say it's like Palmer. It's like you're not what I envisioned you to be. It's like all the times I've heard you chime in on the podcast. Like the few times I've heard you actually speak on the podcast. I imagine you as a more refined, like sort of like Clark Kent-esque sort of a man. Not the hipster Jesus I see before me. And it's like Stef Muniz. It's like nice to finally see and hear you. It's like congratulations on being the first female in Bill's apartment that isn't bound and gagged against her will.
First and last.
Ed, it's like nice to see you again. I haven't seen you since I guess maybe since the last time I was on this podcast.
I think we were at CBJ once or twice.
So, well, there's that too. And I think I speak for your chair when I say, Jay?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's the easy out, Jay.
Yeah, Jay, you had to know coming here today that was going to be going on.
It's a compliment.
Bob, like probably the only person with talent on this podcast.
Oh, I'll take it. Hey,
Bob's
I mean, despite look.
You just made me laugh.
I mean, it's like, even though it's like you look like old enough to be like Bill's father, but
Yep.
Well, people have talent.
Yep. True.
You are talented, but yeah, you'd say you're old as fuck. Anyway, on to Bill.
Thank you.
Bill, you look like if you ask people if they want to see a dead body, and then you just show them a picture of Uncle Jay. Which, makes sense since in high school Jay was voted most likely to die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh, okay.
Very true.
Your podcast is so disorganized and all over the place. It's a schizophrenic's wet dream.
So you're schizophrenic? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
I'm like half a bottle of whiskey in, so you'll have to forgive me.
I take half that credit.
It's like your check M ideas sound like they're ripped from a sixth grader's notebook.
They are.
Been telling you that for years.
And I bet you spend a lot of lonely nights watching Golden Girls and touching yourself.
How'd you know?
I read. I know how to read people.
That's it.
And yeah, that's all I got. So
B. Arthur, right?
Oh yeah, it's all about the B. Arthur.
That's it? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
You son of a bitch. I thought you'd have more. But hey, man, good
I
stuff,
got
buddy.
no more,
Oh, come on. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff.
So Uncle Jay, grandma's built like linebackers, huh?
Now, before we get to you, Bill, I just want to say it's been a fun ride, okay? And being here for 200 is fun. you know. But Marin just had 1,000.
Right.
He had his producer on, and they were talking about the successes and the hard work and the energy and the changes they made throughout the year. And I sent you a text message.
Mhm.
I said, Bill, you got to listen to this, and fuck you.
Right.
And I said, if you would just listen to me,
Mm.
we could have that kind of level of success.
Mm.
And instead look around, this is the success you got.
This is the bet I made.
This is the bet you made. I could have helped. Could go a little bit higher. Who knows?
I mean, you certainly have
Maybe not.
Yeah, certainly have more success than the podcast I'm on, the Greg and Rob podcast, available on iTunes.
It's all about getting that fucking plug in, right?
I'm on. They
no
fucking
reason
they
you
held a
can't.
gun to my head. They told me if I didn't plug the podcast, next time they come over, they're gonna just like whack me in my own apartment. I can't have it.
unless you
Do they
plug
have
it.
more than 3 listeners on Mixler?
No, they don't.
No,
Not on Mixler, but
well,
even
probably-
less. we have even less, but it's like still, I gotta plug. I gotta
figured the
plug
odds
as
were
much as I
that
can.
they'd have more than us, and we wouldn't be helping them at all.
It's like no, it's like we have like 3 listeners, and I'm one of them.
And the twins,
They're the other 2.
the other 2, the co-hosts. Back to you.
So, Bill,
Yeah.
it is your time
It is
to take the floor.
Oh,
Oh God,
that's it.
here we go.
Yeah. yeah.
Revenge.
Well, I'll start with thank you guys for coming out here. It was nice of you all to agree to come out and, in the niceness of your hearts, crush mine. That was nice. That was nice of you guys. So basically, it's an honor that you're all here. It's kind of special. You know, as I look over the group of you, I realize that I haven't seen this many rejects in one place since Geraldo went to Willowbrook. Seriously, this collection of people is like a John Hughes movie took a shit.
He's talking about Uncle Jay.
And I haven't heard this many shitty. And I haven't heard this many shitty jokes.
It's a compliment.
And I haven't heard this many shitty jokes since the last time John Zombie was here.
I made jokes last time. That's news to me.
I mean, I wouldn't call them that.
You'd be the only one.
So I guess we'll go to Agent Palmer. We'll start with him. Man, what an MC! A little pity clap for him for a job well done on.
A huge clap.
The most producing he's probably done.
I give you
for
a
the
lot
show.
of shit, but you're awesome, bro.
For putting up with it, mostly. But this guy, a producer, so good, so attentive, so on point, he didn't even hear the original announcement we were going to do this one day. Literally a week ago, he wasn't even paying attention when I was like, yeah, we'll do a roast. So for those who don't know, somebody else mentioned it earlier, but this guy lives an hour and a half away. For some reason, we've been waiting 2 years for him to get here. It's like waiting for a fucking tumor to arrive. But that's not fair. It's not fair because sometimes tumors are funny.
Sometimes.
So how many blog posts are you going to milk out of this, by the way?
Just one.
Well, don't answer because I'm sure you'll send it to me for proofreading. Or as I call it, rewriting the whole damn thing. So that's a little inside. But look, honestly, he's a helpful guy. I mean, he's always up my ass. I mean, just last week he helped me organize my polyps, which was nice. But I think I'll move off of you now, and I'll move all over your girl. How about that?
That's fair.
All right. So, Sammy,
Yes,
Steph, the lady with the most nicknames I've ever known in my life. She's the co-host of the Gotham Lights podcast, which is, all about the TV show Gotham.
Isn't it the Gorville Lights podcast?
Well, shut the fuck up.
Turn his mic off. Turn his mic off.
That's it. You're out of here.
I'm off the show for good now.
What
Fuck.
color mic is he? He's out of here. All right. So anyway. Anyway, she's on the Gotham Lights podcast, which is like listening to two people talk about all the cool aspects of an interstate pileup. Steph, what's more uncomfortable, having a pod that's all about a show that's absolute trash, or sitting through Hanno's awkward pauses?
Hey, I was on that show. Be careful.
Yeah.
I got a dog in this fight.
Jay will stand up for
exactly. My
All right.
0.5 seconds of screen time.
Well, Jay, I say
goes
that the Gotham Lights still sounds like a pack of cigarettes, and is probably more cancerous.
Oh. You get your ass kicked.
Yeah. As many of you know, Steph and Palmer are an item, which makes no sense to me because she swears that she doesn't do drugs. I mean, like, are you sure, Steph? Because unless you were high as fuck, I don't know how you wound up at his house. That's a place a person should only just stumble into and run out of in the morning. All right. Some people have kids. Steph was like, fuck it, I'll raise an adult.
And boy, is it hard work.
John Zombie, whose mic is now potted down, which was a good move. Let's see, John Zombie John, this guy, tired look to his face, shuffling walk, in a monotone voice. That seems like mostly grumbles and grunts. Yeah, way to live up to the name, buddy. Keep that going. I'm not saying you're brain dead. I'm just saying that you're living proof that eating lead paint won't exactly kill you.
You're brain dead, dude.
I know that taking one look at John.
Not work good?
I know that taking one look at John and your brain screams, "Oh my God, he's a pedophile!" But don't worry. Don't worry, he's too much.
Hey,
He's.
I hired Sanders in that.
It's all right. It's all right. You're too much of a chicken shit to make the first move.
If they don't like the same Pokemon I do, it doesn't go.
John loves a good Comic-Con, but he's tired of being stopped at the gate. Sir, you're early for the NamblaCon. That's next month. All right. Let's see. Who's next? Bob.
Oh, yes.
First things first. I want to apologize that in our first episodes, I didn't give Bob a microphone. And then I did. And I'm very sorry about that. I'm very, very, very sorry about that. When I asked Bob to play guitar on the show, he was a little rusty. It had been a while, but he's come a long way since then. Like when he started, he sounded like he was playing like an 8-year-old with a broken hand, and now he plays like James Hetfield with 2 broken hands.
That sounds like an improvement to me.
It's better, right? I mean, it's a little better.
That's a compliment, right?
It's definitely an up. It's definitely an up. So, lastly, I don't got a lot here for Bob. Bob's a little bit of an explainer. Like even when you explain something, he has to explain it back to you, almost as if somehow you didn't understand it. It's like hanging out with Alex Trebek if Alex Trebek was a stoned goldfish with Alzheimer's. All right, Bob, I'll leave you alone. I gotta live with you. I don't need you stabbing me in my sleep. So, Uncle Jay, looking back now, what we should have done after Jay's first appearance was call the police. But we did a background check on him, and all it turned up was 2 dead hookers, a rundown meth lab, and 6 copies of Dune on Laserdisc.
Oh, they're way off. They're way off.
It was 7.
It was 7 copies. It was 7 copies. Jay gets accused sometimes of liking every movie he sees. That's not true. It's just not true. He likes movies he hasn't even seen yet.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not that Jay likes every movie. It's just that he likes bad movies as much as he likes good movies.
Absolutely.
If you say that Geely sucked, he's like, yeah, but Christopher Walken's in it. If you say that Twilight sucked, he's like, yeah, but it's got werewolves and vampires.
Never saw Twilight.
If you say Batman and Robin sucked, he'll be like, well, I'm going to talk for 20 minutes about how it didn't have enough nipples. And listen, don't be fooled. He comes off like a tough guy, but he's got a soft side. He cried at the end of RoboCop.
That's true.
Or was it Bride of Reanimator? I forget.
I did cry at Bride of Reanimator.
You probably did. I worry sometimes that people might get the wrong idea about Uncle Jay, that he's an alcoholic, narcissistic, loudmouth, aggressive jerk-off. But some people should know he's also from Jersey.
Yeah.
And that kind of shit gets you elected.
Newark, New Jersey.
And look, none of that's really his fault after all. The 2 most influential men in his life have been John Walker and Jack Daniels. And maybe some of this sounds like Jay has problems, but he's on top of it. Just last week, he paid off his gambling debts with his collection of AA 30-day coins. I'll leave you alone now, Jay. I'm over to Ed. Ed, I'm gonna end with you. Ed O'Hare, this is guy. This is what you get. Edward O'Hare. So true. So true. Now you remember where those coins went, right? I knew I had like 5 of them. Ed O'Hare. Ed O'Hare is what you get if Alex P. Keaton and Phyllis Diller have a baby. Some say Ed's jokes are dry and corny, but I say they're pretty good if it's 1959 and this is a Young Republicans of America meeting. Ed's jokes are so dry, even Stephen Wright is thirsty. Funny thing about Ed, he's got a running gag about how much he hates Canadians, which makes no sense because top to bottom, he basically is one. He's far too nice, his grammar's too good, and he's almost 50 years behind on American pop culture. Ed's idea of a perfect movie is something black and white, overly serious and boring that everyone else has already forgotten about. basically the McCarthy hearings. And is also co-host of the DC TV Report with legendary man-ogler Sarah Netzley, who has never seen a set of abs she didn't like. Their show recaps all the live-action DC TV shows. Now, I know that sounds like a terrible idea, but hey, people are listening. The CIA has been using it for torture insurgents at black sites. Well, that's not true. To be honest, the DC TV is very much the opposite of that. In truth, it's also been used in Missouri to put cows to sleep. Or euthanized. One of those. And that's it. I thought I had more. That's it, guys. That's all I got. I want to say thank you very much to all of you, to everybody listening and all that good stuff. I really appreciate all of you for coming and poking some fun. I hope it was worth the waits. I hope it was worth the shenanigans. And that I thought maybe, you know, it would go a little longer, but I think we had a
flow
good time.
really fast.
I mean, you know, maybe we should just do a roast show.
So on the news. We're on the news now, right?
Maybe we should
So what's up with news?
Maybe we should just pick some random person to roast. They don't even have to be here.
Right, just pick somebody. Just
Like a celebrity.
Yeah.
What
the
about
public
Dom? What
Public
happened?
roasting. I was gonna put stuff for Dom, but I just didn't get to it. I mean,
Crickets.
If
Give me
you,
crickets.
Dom, what do you got there, buddy? What do you
Dom. Thank you.
got? Good.
Great stuff, Dom.
Good. I was. If he did come in, I was gonna say, wow, man, it's really great of you to come here in between push-ups. That was like the only thing I kind of had. All right, so does anybody, let's just kind of run down the chat room, see if anybody had anything. I don't think they really did. I don't even know what the fuck's going on in there.
It's all mainly just, you know,
just
good burn. Nice burn.
Reactionary stuff,
Yeah.
nothing, no one's really chiming in with anything. All right, well, I guess what we could do is take another break. No, I don't know. If anybody's got anything.
I think you could start your farewell.
The big farewell, the big. Is this the end?
This is the last episode.
It might be. It might be for a while. I mean, I hate to bring it down.
I
But
just like the element of truth that just existed there. He's like, because this is the thing that people know because that have been following the show. Like Bill religiously was like, we're never missing a week. Never ever are we missing a week.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm sick. I'm not feeling well. Then we're gonna do a show, and then I want 200 to be on that day. So like we're gonna skip another. You've missed 2 shows in the last month.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna take a break, which is good because we all know after a whole lot of 197 episodes and then a couple breaks.
Yeah.
200's really been rough on you, and a table gave out on you.
Oh, this week.
It's been a challenge for you. So I feel like you deserve the vacation that you're going to get, and I'm sure YouTube's excited for all the hits they're going to receive from you not doing this show and being able to
overselling whatever this is.
God damn it, Palmer! You were so close to a punchline. I was really rooting for you there.
He felt like he was setting something up, right?
Matt, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. It might be kind of wrapped up or just kind of on a break for a bit. I don't know. It's just kind of been in the air. Who's James? Seriously, he's calling me a mama's boy from the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Totally throwing me off. Totally calling me out. He must be drunk.
Yeah, but what's he calling you a mama's
I don't
boy
know.
for?
He probably thinks I'm there with him. I don't know.
Because you're probably thinking about taking a break.
Calling me a sissy pants. Meanwhile, he just complimented me.
Meanwhile, getting through 200 episodes is something that not a lot of podcasts do.
Yeah, you know, it's and look, I'm not
Basically
saying
4 years.
I mean,
And Bill hedged his bets.
Super Live Adventure Podcast is over 200 episodes.
Yeah, those guys don't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bill hedged his bets by not numbering special episodes, so he's well over 200 as it is now.
Yeah, I mean, there was that aspect of it too. But look, it's just a matter of the show keeps shifting, it keeps changing. You know, and
You're still reeling from the fact that Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies.
yeah, and there's that too. I mean, come on, Bryce Harper, that dude. I mean, you know, he could be making porn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that guy is. So yeah, I don't know. I was kind of like not expecting to bring it up, so you guys kind of hit me with it just now. So thanks.
You're welcome.
You know, but yeah, it's not like it's a complete fold up of the thing. If anything, like I really doubt Preacher vs. Preacher is coming back. So I'll say that.
Hearts breaking
for sure.
all over.
I mean,
thought they canceled
we'll
the
see. Was that? No, it's come back for 4 because they're filming it. So it's definitely coming back. Yeah, I mean, if it got canceled, you would have known. We would have been talking about it on the podcast.
What podcast would that be?
It would have been the Wicked Theory podcast.
Okay.
Well, that's where we would have spoken about PvP being canceled.
The one he's literally trying to get through explaining how he needs a break from. So let the man talk.
This is why he needs a break.
Well, it's not so much like I need this crazy break. It's just that, like, for me, kind of running out of steam with kind of like talking about the nerd news stuff. So it's just kind of like I gotta rework the structure here, figure out what's the regular stuff to do to kind of keep the fun flowing. If it's not going to be that stuff, and then if I come up with that, like, is that going to be what anybody else wants to hang out and do? So it's just a matter of me saying I want to take some time off anyway. I have a couple of other things that I've been backburnering for a while that I want to take care of and get done. I have stuff that's owed to Ed for his little project that he's been kind and polite of not being like, where's my logo from 4 months ago? That should have only taken about a week.
Wow, we're not supposed to be discussing that on air.
I'm just talking about the project. It's a mystery project.
Yes. But big things are coming.
Big things are coming.
Soon.
Small
maybe,
packages. Who
Maybe.
knows?
6 months to a year. I don't know.
6 months to a year to 5. Who knows? But, yeah, so there's some of that, you know, and it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. I don't think I'm going to abandon podcasting. I've bought too much fucking equipment. I mean, as we look around the room, this is not all of it, but
When we were setting up yesterday, we noticed all of the boxes among the boxes among the boxes.
I've been giving stuff away. Like, I gave Jay a really good microphone because I had 3 of them. It was like, I don't know what to do with it. You take it. You know what I mean? So, I'm not abandoning this medium by any means. It's just that, like, whatever this is, I'm not sure where I want it to be or fall into if I'm trying to start maybe a couple other things too. It's like, if those things have aspects of this, then what does this become? You know, like, if I start other podcasts or another one that's similar, then does this become like just a once a month thing on some other level? You know what I mean? And then like some other regular show comes into play. I don't know. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to say there won't be a 201. 201 might be just me talking, crying, sobbing. I got nothing.
Yeah, well, I won't be around next week. So
There's that bar karma
Right,
acting.
Bob's
we know
not going
so
to be
well.
here next week. Jay's going to be out for next week if we do something. So I don't know who's going to be around, what's going to happen.
We'll
so
be in Pennsylvania again.
You guys will be back out of town, gotten out of here. Smart. James is like, hey, Bill, eBay. I guess that's the future.
No, you could sell all your podcast equipment.
Oh,
yeah.
Fair enough.
No, if you want something to do next Saturday, I can come over. We can watch White Heat.
Yeah, so again, not doing a show next week.
Well, now he's doing a show next week because he doesn't want to watch White Heat.
Right. So, yeah, so I don't know. Well, I'm going to figure it out as I go. The show's always been an experiment anyway. So, those last couple of weeks where I took off, I kind of liked having the week off. You know? I forgot how, like, no rush to put something together kind of thing. So, I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like this isn't done. I'm not done with anything. I'm not done with anybody. So that's it for that. More to come. More to come on that. No one's broken up about it. Except that kid, but he's weird. That's John. He's weird.
Lower his mic.
Yeah.
just take it out of the.
just take it away from him altogether. He can be heard on all the other ones. So
He might
Bill,
feel like he could still speak. You know what
I just want to let you know, Matt from Reasons Are Several just came in the chat. He's late. He feels like he missed a little bit. He'd like us to go back to the beginning if we could.
Oh, yeah. We'll start it up over from the beginning. Fuck it. All right. Where'd you miss, kid? We'll start with this thing. No. Not starting that whole thing.
Play the crickets again.
Yeah. This is basically all you missed was a good couple of cricket jokes. Because we're doing it outside tonight.
Dumb.
Yeah.
This is the sound of Dom now. That's not good. That's not good.
Our thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers go to our brother Dom.
It's kind of a Pavlovian response now. We always mention Dom and put on crickets. So now when you hear crickets, you think of Dom.
That's it. That's it. One day we're all going to be outside like, why am I thinking about Dom for some reason? And it's going to be,
Right.
crickets.
Springtime.
Oh,
Crickets.
springtime.
Now Matt feels responsible for the show quitting. He's like, I show up and now you're quitting.
Not quitting. Not a hiatus.
Exactly.
Just a break. Just a little break. Like, probably nothing more than a month, to be honest with you. Just because I want to take a little breather and reevaluate, reconsider, like, what is going on here. Everybody that's kind of been here is looking to get busy and kind of start doing some other things.
Show's been cutting into your stripper time, too.
And Saturday night's a good night for stripping.
Priorities.
What am I
have those
doing?
priorities.
And,
Those $1 bills can go a long way.
they add up.
They add up.
They add up. Those twos and fews, as they say, add right up.
I mean, it's true. I mean, even Heno and I, as soon as Gotham ends, we're going to switch things up.
Yeah, right. So you guys, have you announced what those plans are yet? Kind of?
Not,
or not?
well, not if
I mean, don't overstep is what I'm saying. Don't overspeak.
Right. Yeah, we're still in the planning stages, but basically, Heno, I, Sean, and Roy are going to be basically bringing back Moving the Needle podcast.
James, with the late burn. A woman shows up and Bill is like, I need to reevaluate my life.
Good one, James. Good one.
James.
Indeed.
Indeed. James with the burn, with the late burn.
So there's new stuff popping up all over the place. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be good. New Horizons, I think, is what we're looking at here. MTN. What is MTN?
Moving the needle.
Oh, moving the needle.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Matt was really excited about that. Like, Heno let it out of the bag, basically, when he was on Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks for their
big one.
For their show.
For their recent big one.
Actually, it was before that. He was in town, and he was just on there, and he was talking about it, and Matt was the first one to reach out. Like, he sent us a Twitter DM. Was like, so, when's the first episode? Like,
like chomping at the
totally
bit.
jazzed. I'm like, slow your roll, Matt.
Slow your
we have to talk about things. We have to plan things.
We
like,
appreciate the enthusiasm.
We're not ready yet, but we'll let you know.
Bauer Fett's like, oh, Bill needs to watch Avengers 6 weeks in a row, and Ed has to watch Shazam 1,000 times, and I guess that's the reason for the break.
I don't know if that's going to be enough.
It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough.
For either.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for that Shazam movie?
Oh, I'm trying to temper. I'm trying to stay calm, but it's...
A 12?
The problem is that all of the marketing is everything I ever hoped for.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm surprised a little bit because I kind of thought maybe it might be going a little too funny for you. I wasn't sure.
but like to me, that's kind of the point.
Okay,
It's
okay.
It's meant to be fun.
Okay.
Like the thing I was always scared of when like the last few years with the DC movies is that they were going to go dark.
Right,
and that
right,
it
right.
was going to be dark and gritty, and that's absolutely everything.
Would be wrong.
That
to do.
character is not.
Fair
so, I think that they got the casting right. The tone seems to be right, and yeah, I'm trying not to get too excited.
Okay. Okay.
Are you upset that it was beat to theaters by Captain Marvel?
A little bit, but that's Captain Marvel. You know, it's not.
No. It's just Captain Marvel.
Are you aware that they showed the Shazam trailer before Captain Marvel? Before the Captain Marvel movie.
Should I not have turned his mic back up?
I don't know. I don't think it was
Not
there.
everywhere, zombie. Not everywhere.
Not everywhere. Not to the screening that Bill and I saw.
The screen that I saw, it's like they showed the Shazam trailer.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for, and it's not always the same trailers for every showing of everything.
I mean,
you know.
it's a trailer I've seen all over the interwebs.
All over the webbies.
Yes, all over the webbies.
Yeah, so looking forward to Shazam.
Yes.
Looking forward to Shazam. Shazam.
Yeah, when's that out again?
Soon.
April 5th.
April 5th.
Okay.
April 5th.
Early
2
screenings out now.
superhero movies next month.
2 superhero movies. A lot coming, man. There's a lot coming. I got gas.
Nice.
Just throw that share.
Gesundheit.
It's episode 200. So I'm just going to start farting now. I'm breaking all the rules. That's it. Except they're real now. You thought they were just noises we were making. They're real. The farts are real. They're coming from inside the house. I'm scraping the barrel here. I don't have a lot else to kind of cover. We've covered it all that we were supposed to.
I think you thank the audience and then get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, right?
We're kind of at that point.
We always have Pitch Storm.
We always have time, John. That's what you mean. Doesn't mean we have to play your fucking game.
I went all the trouble to bring it here, and you're not gonna play it? What the fuck?
Well, it wasn't that heavy.
Of course, people drank your booze.
Only
cut
Jay
your
drank.
losses.
Only Jay drank my booze.
I made all this paella.
This was all Jay and a little bit zombie.
I'm trying to be paint a broad picture.
Broad strokes.
They're called women these days, Bob, all right? Not broads.
Mickey Spillane, huh? You get no Mickey
Yeah,
Spillane
yeah,
on
I
you?
Wait a minute, I get it. Palm her, I get it.
All right, with his fucking bit.
That's brilliant.
That's the out.
brilliant.
Running that bit.
That's the out.
That's the out. All right, listen, everybody in the chat room who came in, thank you for coming. It's been a blast. It's been fun. The shenanigans for tonight maybe here are over. The show is not done, skis. It'll just be back in some other form sooner or later. And,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. You guys are not far away. You'll be in the loop. You'll figure it out. You'll spot it.
I'll still be hounding you with stuff to put in the doc every week.
Right. It's that, but you won't be on the show. You'll just be like, oh, did you see the thing I put in the doc? I'm like, starting like to finally I don't have to give a shit. Like,
There won't be a doc. Bill just won't let you know. You'll put stuff in that he won't look at.
yeah, which is
Right.
There'll be a fake doc just for you.
Right, yeah.
a
Just
nice decoy doc. Yeah, so no, Benny, there will be no editing. Probably. It doesn't seem like anybody got too worked up about anything. It's going to go up as is because Benny's coming in a little late. The Wicked Theory Laboratory is not dead.
No.
Which is what he's saying.
Right.
It's just been closed for renovations.
It's about time.
Something to that effect.
It's about fucking time.
Yeah. It's we're closing for the season. It's a seasonal thing now.
gotta open up the chassis, vacuum out all the lint.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to go in for an overhaul. Space dock, I think is what they called it in Star Trek. We're going to put the ship at the space dock.
So, Bill, it's closing time. We don't all have to go home, but we can't stay here, right?
That's right.
Closing
That's right.
time.
That's right. Closing it out with the sounds of Bob.
What?
Bold move.
What?
What?
Bold.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?